What really happened in 1960? Some Americans must have heard about it. Does Martin Luther King Jr. ring a bell? You can write what you know in the comments and compare them at the end of the video. Now, let's move on to the video. The 1960s was a period of profound social transformations in the United States. During this period, the civil rights movement, led by Martin Luther King Jr., became a symbol of the struggle for racial equality and justice. The civil rights movement was shaped by the struggle of many brave individuals who sought to raise their voices against racism in America. However, the movement began to rise powerfully during the 1960s under the leadership of Martin Luther King Jr. King emerged as a prominent voice advocating for justice, equality, and peace. His ability to inspire and mobilize masses through his eloquent speeches and unwavering commitment to nonviolence made him an iconic figure. King began his fight for social change and equality at a young age. The 1955 Montgomery Bus Boycott marked a pivotal moment in his leadership and strategies. Sparked by Rosa Parks' arrest for refusing to give up her seat to a white passenger, the boycott lasted over a year and led to the Supreme Court ruling that segregation on public buses was unconstitutional. This action inspired people across America and laid the foundation for the civil rights movement, showcasing the power of collective action and peaceful protest. By the early 1960s, the civil rights movement had started to make its presence felt across the nation. The sit-in at the whites-only section of Woolworths in Greensboro, North Carolina, symbolized the quest for justice by people from all over the country. 4 African-American college students sat at the lunch counter and politely asked for service, despite being denied. Their act of defiance sparked similar sit-ins across the country, drawing national attention to the injustices faced by African Americans. These sit-ins were seen as a silent yet powerful form of resistance against discrimination. As the protests expanded, similar actions were organized in more cities and states. Under King's influence, these protests evolved into a broader national movement. The Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, SNCC, played a crucial role in organizing and sustaining these efforts, emphasizing the importance of grassroots activism. In 1963, Birmingham, Alabama, became a focal point for the civil rights movement. The city was known for its harsh segregation laws and brutal enforcement by Public Safety Commissioner Bull Connor. King and the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, CLC, targeted Birmingham for a series of demonstrations, hoping to provoke a response that would garner national attention. The campaign included boycotts, marches, and sit-ins, which met with violent resistance from the authorities. Images of peaceful protesters, including children, being attacked by police dogs and high-pressure fire hoses, shocked the nation and the world. The brutality faced by the demonstrators highlighted the urgent need for change. King's arrest during the campaign led to his famous letter from Birmingham jail, in which he eloquently defended the strategy of nonviolent resistance and criticized white moderates for their lack of support. The year 1963 witnessed one of Martin Luther King Jr.'s most memorable moments. The March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom, attended by over 250,000 people, showcased the strength and widespread impact of the civil rights movement to the world. Held on August 28, 1963, the march aimed to highlight the economic and racial injustices faced by African Americans and to demand meaningful civil rights legislation. King's I Have a Dream speech was not just a historical monument, but also a reflection of America's desire for social change. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character, he proclaimed, inspiring the entire nation. The speech, delivered from the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, became one of the defining moments of the civil rights movement and remains an enduring symbol of hope and justice. Despite significant progress, the civil rights movement faced numerous challenges. violence, discrimination, and opposing views made the movement's progress difficult. In 1964, 3 civil rights workers, James Chaney, Andrew Goodman, and Michael Schwerner, were murdered by members of the Ku Klux Klan in Mississippi. Their deaths underscored the dangers faced by those fighting for equality and galvanized public opinion in favor of the movement. King and other leaders persisted in the face of these challenges, promoting peaceful actions. This resistance strengthened the resolve of the public to defend their rights. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 was a landmark achievement, outlawing segregation in public places and banning employment discrimination on the basis of race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. This legislation was a testament to the tireless efforts of civil rights activists and the growing support for their cause. In 1965, the focus shifted to voting rights. Despite the passage of the Civil Rights Act, many African Americans in the South were still unable to vote due to discriminatory practices such as literacy tests and poll taxes. The Selma to Montgomery marches, led by King and other civil rights leaders, aimed to highlight this issue and demand federal protection for African American voters. The marches faced violent opposition, most notably on Bloody Sunday, when state troopers attacked peaceful protesters on the Edmund Pettus Bridge. The brutality witnessed during the Selma marches spurred national outrage and led to the passage of the Voting Rights Act of 1965. This landmark legislation prohibited racial discrimination in voting, ensuring that African Americans could exercise their right to vote. It was a significant victory for the civil rights movement and further demonstrated the power of nonviolent protest and civic engagement. The civil rights movement did not only have an impact during the 1960s, but also continued to influence later years. Laws changed, societal norms evolved, and Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy became a symbol of the fight for equality and justice worldwide. King's advocacy for economic justice and opposition to the Vietnam War in his later years highlighted his broader vision for a just and equitable society. King's struggle continues to serve as an inspiration in today's world for the pursuit of justice and equality. His vision and leadership demonstrated the powerful potential of social change. The principles of nonviolence and civil disobedience that he championed continue to influence movements for social justice around the globe. The civil rights movement of the 1960s fundamentally changed the social structure of America thanks to the efforts of Martin Luther King Jr. and other courageous leaders. The steps taken for a more just society will be remembered and continue to inspire throughout history. The movement laid the groundwork for future struggles for civil rights and equality, reminding us that the fight for justice is ongoing. Thank you for watching our video. We hope you gained a deeper understanding of the civil rights movement and its enduring impact. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos exploring significant moments in history. See you in our next videos.